Hello, this is the third part of my video series on the CHC or Cattell-Horn-Carroll model of intelligence. Right now I am going through the broad factors. My last video was on fluid intelligence. I'd recommend you check out the first two before we start this one. Anyways, enjoy. So, working memory is the factor we're going to be covering in this video. It's a very important factor, and if you've ever taken an AP Psych class, or maybe a regular Psych class, I'm not sure if it's covered in there, or you study psychology or know any cognitive psychology, you'll be familiar with the term. It's your ability to store information temporarily and use said information. So if I show you this, and look away, your working memory would allow you to roughly remember where they are. And working memory is usually misunderstood. But let's just explain the narrow abilities of working memory first, before we get into that. So working memory has working memory capacity, which is just how much you can store in there. Then there's attentional control, your ability to shift focus from one task to another. Surprisingly enough, not impacted hardly at all by ADHD. Still correlates very highly with intelligence in ADHD groups. Then there's auditory and visual. They more come from your perceptual differences between auditory and visual perceptual abilities, which we'll cover at a later date, or I guess later today. And that system comes together to basically say your attentional control allows you to load things into it properly, working memory capacity allows you to store things, and visual versus auditory changes how you store things, because they're stored a little differently. But it's often misunderstood as just being that, and just being where you hold things. There's a lot to it. Fluid reasoning loads at about 50%, or over a 0.7 correlation coefficient with it, because all of it has to happen in your working memory. Then it has a few parts. There's general storage, or registration and recall. Then there's updating, your ability to pop something on at the front, take something off at the end of your list. Then there's dual processing, your ability to process two things at once. Then there is manipulation, or your ability to change information, or like order a list, or, apply fluid reasoning skills. Then finally, Yep, that's all. And back tasks kind of have their own factor, but we won't explain that. Anyways, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.